Hey world, how's everybody doing? With the weather changing and everything else, visiting places in terms of my visiting my Toronto past videos that I've been doing. Um, I won't be going to too many places now that the days are getting shorter. It's getting chillier out, but there's still places I can visit, and yeah, rocking my NWA hat today. I never wear it because it's gonna get all dirty, but once in a while I'll throw it on for shits and giggles. Anyway, I thought I'd visit stuff right here in my own home, and so what I decided to do is something I have an old treasure of mine, which is my old punk jacket from high school and my days as hanging out with street kids and gutter punk days and all that. Um, I just thought I would briefly talk about its history and then show you my newer jacket that I wear, which is a lot more modest looking than this. This is got a lot of stuff going on. Um, the jean jacket actually itself, it was obviously had sleeves at once upon a time, but I had the jacket. I got it. My mom bought it for me when I was 14 years old. So I've had it for, well, I'm 38 or sorry, 38. I wish I was 38. I'm 48 now. So do the math. But it was my old heavy metal jacket back in my rocker days, and I got it going into grade 9, and it was more of a preppy looking jacket. It had little weird patches all over it, like funny little things, and it was kind of a popular. Get off my goat, silly. It was kind of a popular design at the time, trendy style of the late 80s, and eventually I took it all off, and it was just my jean jacket, and then eventually it evolved into the vest that I put on this jacket. Originally, this vest had, or the jacket itself was a different jacket under here. It was this ugly blue one, and I don't remember. I think I traded it for this jacket, which had stuff spray painted all over it, and I really liked it. See underneath, it's all painted all different colors. Whoever had it before, I can't remember who it was, but. And I just started, when I put the jacket on, I started drawing on my jacket. People used to write things all over it. You can see all the marker that's on it everywhere. And I used to have there was a skull, a Dracula skull that someone in high school designed, and I sort of adopted it as my own thing. But it's underneath this skull patch. But I have a picture of it on my other jacket that I'll get to in a second. And it's got Doc Marten uppers on the sleeves, and actually that's what the Dracula skull on the back kind of looks like. But these are Doc Marten uppers. I used to have different ones on the sleeves that were painted up, well, more colorful than these. These are painted a little bit, but the other one looked a little bit better, and big bolts holding it on. It's interesting because it's a punk jacket, but most of the patches are more like, the exception of one or two are like rap and heavy metal patches. And what's the cat doing? Hey! Ignoring me. Oh, so the cat's just being a cat. Ignoring me. And yeah, I got Ozzy down there and just a few different ones. I'm a Little Monster. There, Misfits, Cypress Hill, Sex Pistols. Got little studs on the shoulders. And just a few other patches here. I actually took a couple patches off just to put on my newer jacket, but I wasn't going to take any more off because I wanted to keep the jacket as it is. But this actually came off of a mitten. I just liked it, so I stuck it on there. But this jacket's had so many things going on it. I had doll heads sewn on it. One time I had nails sticking out of it all over the place. A lot of history. This was actually a bandana at one time. And I just sewed it on the shoulder there, or on the crust like here. And it was ripped. It started wearing out, so I just took an old t-shirt or something and just filled up the hole with some little bit of whatever the material was. I think it was a shirt. And I don't know, it's got a few things on it. Old Savage Garden pin, which was a nightclub, a goth kind of club in Toronto. It's that old fart. And Stop Racism, it's in French there. And this is from a movie called The Doom Generation, which is a really decent underground independent film. Tweety Bird with a mohawk. What do we got over here? I got a BFG pin right there. And Mickey Mouse. I bought that at a store called Funorama. I remember that. And just this guy lost in the crowd. And my Archie pins that I actually ordered from the Archie comics way back in the day. And this skull here, I used to have it on my old jean, when this was still a jean jacket. And it used to be silver and had a skull face. Eventually it wore out and I just painted it. I think that's just liquid paper that I covered it with. Doc Martin patch. The weird thing about this jacket too, it's had a bit of a history. I remember somebody borrowed it and I had to actually break into his home to retrieve it, and a Ministry tape that he had stolen from me. It was hidden in his closet. I didn't break in. I was let in, but I had to break into his room, which he had locked, to get the jacket back that he stole. And there's another time I was at Maple Leaf Gardens back when there was concerts there before it became a Loblaws, but and I put it in the coat check, and then when I went to retrieve it, the jacket wasn't there, and somebody found it sitting in a trash can. It's like, oh, thanks, throwing away my coat. Yeah, it's ugly to you, but it's my fucking coat. So I got it back, and then chauvinist pig, which I'm quite not a chauvinist pig. I just thought it was a funny patch. But anyway, with that being said, it was also another time I was at a show at the Opera House downtown on Queen Street, and the guy wouldn't let me in because had these on it. And he said, oh, it can be used, you can use that as a weapon, whatever. Now, all I said was, well, I was going to put it in the coat check. And now, if you've been to the Opera House, you know pretty much from the door you can see the coat check. And I'm telling the guy I'm going to the coat check, and he's just being a complete asshole to me. And he goes, I go, you can walk me there. There's like 3 or 4 of these big gorillas standing at the door being assholes to everybody for whatever reason. I don't know why they felt they had to be rude to everybody, especially me, since I'm like 130 pounds. This guy's like a good 250 pounds, 6'4" guy. But anyway, he walks me through, and he actually said to me, now these are his words, not mine, but he goes, literally said this. He goes, yeah, he's got to check this. I don't know. He's got this faggoty Wonder Woman shit on his jacket. And I'm like, really? Like, what's that about? Kind of like, why are you being so rude to me? And he goes, well, you put it in the garbage if you want instead. That literally said, but I can't believe he made the comment, the Wonder Woman homophobic statement about my jacket, just to demean me or put me down or whatever, I don't know, to look cool in front of his fucking idiot buddies that he's standing around with. But anyway, the painting under here actually said PND as in Punk's Not Dead. But I don't wear this jacket anymore. Number 1, it doesn't match my wardrobe. And number 2, it fit me a lot better 50 pounds ago. So anyway, I think that's really all to say about the jacket itself. I'll just give you more of a look at it. The back. And then the front. Yeah, that'll be my screenshot. Like clickbait. Anyway, I'll just quickly go over my new jacket, my newer jacket. But this one's, it's a lot more cleaned up, and it just sort of fits my style a little bit better. But that's the skull. Let's talk about it. A guy in school, his name was Keith, painted it for a play. He didn't have the star around it. I added that, but it was just the skull there. And I still have the original poster in my bedroom from high school. And but yeah, this just has a few patches, has my name on the bottom of it. You can see Ackman. And just a few patches. This is one of the ones I took off my jacket, the other jacket, NWA patch. NWA. A white zombie. The other one also had a white zombie. This one was bought at the store. The other one was actually bought at a concert. It's a little bit better quality. And Ministry patch, which actually I took off a t-shirt that I didn't wear because it was too small, and it was kind of a picture of George Bush on it, so it was kind of a dated shirt anyway that I wouldn't really be wearing now anyway. It was kind of outdated. And the Public Enemy patch here, which I also took off the other jacket. And Marilyn Manson up there, and down on the bottom I got Danzig, Motorhead of course, and Misfits over here. And over here, that is the same skull, but I took that off of a hat that I had it sewn onto. That kind of, like I said, I kind of adopted it. It's on like so much of my clothes. I had it on a different jean jacket. And this actually come off a mitten. This is like something I bought at the dollar store. And when I was putting this on, I couldn't get the needle, sew the needle through the plastic. So I decided to use crazy glue, which I discovered that when you mix crazy glue with cotton, it turns into fire. Because I'm doing it and it's smoking and my hands are getting burnt. What the hell is going on? I actually had to dump water on the jacket because it was starting to smoke, and it probably, if I were to try and pull it off, and guarantee there'd be a burn mark underneath. And the thing about this jacket too, it's not even leather. It's actually, I don't know, vinyl maybe? But anyway, it was a cheap jacket, and I got tired of trying to find a leather jacket that fit my style that wasn't ridiculously expensive. But anyway, I got some pins up on top, circle and the P, that's a Primonium Jester pin. All-Girl Knife Fight, which is a Primonium Jester side project, I guess. My old Jester pin that's back in the day in Toronto, and probably other places too, I'm not sure. But if you had this pin, you got discounts on certain shows, certain industrial concerts, goth shows and stuff. This here, if you're from the Toronto goth scene, this is, oh, I'm all shaky, but probably because I'm really hungry. But that's Catch-22. It was probably the first goth industrial type bar that I ever went to. And to find one of these pins, if you see some of these pins, you know, number one, they're kind of an OG from back in those days of that scene. And some people still have them kicking around. I keep mine here. And a Mal Havoc pin. If you don't know who Mal Havoc is, they're an industrial metal band type band from. Not sure. I know they're known for being in Toronto, but they're from just outside of Toronto. But I can't remember exactly where. And just my Universal Monster pins. Anyway, that's about it for this jacket and my other jacket. But yeah, it's just like I said, I'm visiting my Toronto past video, but I didn't have to leave the house for this one, so that was kind of cool. Anyway, I hope everybody's staying safe, and I'm gonna cut it off now. And I guess until the next one. See you guys. Bye.